Hey Cancer, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, please do go ahead and check out the description box below, where you're going to find links to my Facebook page and my website address with a little bit more information about the work that I do as an intuitive energy healer. This channel is dedicated to empaths, intuitives and sensitives, those that find themselves on the awakening path and journey. If you haven't already, also go ahead and check out my Instagram page where I do the weekly quick reads. Okay, the quick reads are brief 5-minute videos to check in with each of the zodiac signs to see what energy may be crossing their path for the week. But on the YouTube channel, you're going to see in-depth fortnightly and monthly readings. All right, so that's for all of the zodiacs. Be sure to check out your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus sign, your Jupiter sign, whatever resonates. So we are more than just our sun sign, Cancer. We are multi-dimensional beings. Okay, now with the August reading, I'm going to start with all the monthly readings. I do a brief cosmic recap. Okay, so to give you an idea of the energy we've got going on, we add an additional planet to retrograde, which will be Uranus. Now that just amplifies and accentuates this deeper desire for change. When Uranus, well, as an energy in general, Uranus is very eccentric. It desires innovation and change, and you know, it can definitely encourage us towards being different, accepting our differences and genuinely honoring them. I'm just pulling that card. I'm going to keep that out for you. So as this energy continues to roll out during Uranus retrograde into January next year, we're going to be able to take advantage of making actions based on those deeper desires the retrogrades have been wanting us to make change on. So take it however it resonates. Many of the zodiacs are experiencing deep transformations and healings. We're shifting out of old paradigms into new. And as is the case with all transformational journeys, it's one thing to desire something, it's quite the other to action it. Yeah, we can often come across those usual blocks and challenges, and that's what Uranus is here for. It is to push us to actually make that change. We can't get away from this desire now. So if there is anything, if there is everything or anything that wants to be changed, we're going to continue to either feel frustration because we continue to come up against our own brick walls, or we will be actioning it and manifesting a genuine change. Okay, it's going to be challenging for a couple of the zodiacs, but other than that, that's what it is. It's a wrap up of that kind of push over the cliff and jumper energy. Full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd of August. We've also got a new moon in Leo on the 19th. Uranus goes retrograde on the 15th. So there's going to be this overall light energy to the month, though, in many ways. Leo season offers us vitality, life force. It offers us an opportunity to romance ourselves, if we like, and to have just to experience that and who that resonates vitality to us. You know, we're going to be wanting to invest in those who genuinely reciprocate that energy, and we're going to be moving away from anything that no longer resonates in many ways as this growth journey continues, okay, thanks to the Jupiter retrograde. Let's take a look at your energy cards first. Regret is upside down. That was the one that fell out. You've processed a lot of regret energy. Maybe I'm definitely dealing with Cancerians that are processing regret energy. All right, maybe there are choices in the past you wish you should have made. Maybe this month is very much about identifying the energy of regret and how, Cancer, that can fundamentally shape base chakra challenges. Okay, I know that I cannot change my past, whatever that means, but that was in reverse. All right, so we're really releasing this energy of regret in many ways. We're really processing it and bringing it into balance. You've also got the balance card and relationships. So generally speaking, I'm seeing that many Cancerians are processing and releasing the past in a healthy and wholesome way, bringing into balance anything when it comes to the whys or the why nots, or shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever the case may be. All right, feeling like we've lost opportunities, feeling like we'd put ourselves through situations that were a waste of our time, whatever the case may be, Cancer. Many of you are really transiting through this energy, especially when it comes to your dynamics and all the wisdoms they have brought into your life, how they have either nurtured you or not. And that's what all of the zodiacs have been feeling thanks to your zodiac transits, okay? Whether it has been your ecliptical cycle, whether it was the recent solar eclipse and new moon in Cancer. We've got a lot of Cancerian energy. We're all being pulled into this energy of nurture. What do I want to continue to nurture? What do I want to let go of? What does nurture mean to me? Who and what has genuinely nurtured me and who hasn't? Okay, and what hasn't? This is what's really being processed in the collective, and many of you Cancerians are releasing what is ultimately stuck energy when it comes to regret. Okay, when we look at the past and remain there, trying to understand it on deeper levels, perhaps you have brought into balance those issues and really seen things in a whole new way thanks to this third eye chakra upgrade. And you're seeing the interconnectivity of all relationships in your life to date. All right, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment, Cancer. I am attracted to those who serve my higher good, and we certainly can be attracted to those who are serving a purpose that might not feel good. However, there is a higher good in that. If we do look back, we can truly see that everything had to happen exactly as it did because it led you to here, Cancer. And in that essence, if in that point in the timeline, if we can really process, the deeper meanings behind the whys in those connections, and that is the point in the timeline that you will feel free. And freedom is a state of mind and a state of heart, yeah? Underneath all this, you're really doing some practical assessments of anything and anyone of value, is what I do want to say. Okay, this month is about really practically assessing the past. Bringing things up and deciding, is it worth holding on to? And sometimes we hold on to things in our heart, in our mind. We file it away in the, it's yet to be figured out box, or whatever the case may be, Cancer. When I see these, after a practical assessment, I'm really looking at everything, going through the muck and dust and everything I've ever carried consciously, and really bringing into balance all of the connections that have crossed my path, and the purpose behind them is what I want to say, Cancer. And you're moving out of this regret energy. You're flipping the script on whatever regret means for you. There's been a lot of discipline energy embraced by a lot of the Cancerians. As you embrace this diamond-like energy, okay? It's the fractals of light. It's seeing the rainbow, looking at something as more than just a rock. It is when life cuts us, shapes us, polishes us. It can feel really painful in those moments, but ultimately it's about deeply transforming from a lump of coal, which is what a diamond is, and under a lot of pressure it becomes a diamond. But even then, it's still a rock out of the ground until it is cut and polished. And it is this refinement process that has taken a lot of courage. It's taken a lot of integration of wisdom. It's taken a lot of discipline to choose love, to choose nurture, to see the bigger picture, whatever the case may be. I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to. You can take that practically. You can take that holistically, okay? There's going to be some practical, disciplined choices and actions moving forward with the embarkment of this Uranus energy, okay? So that many Cancerians can bring into balance the deeper connections in their life too, perhaps, all right? It's about sustainability, and it's about what sustains you, Cancer. Higher principles. Maybe there is a marriage at play, okay? Maybe there are connections. You've got the Hierophant and the Empress. Interesting. Hierophant and Empress. I only choose to nurture spiritual bonds that are spiritual nourishing, or bonds that are spiritually nourishing. And you will know, wow, look at this. Regret, balance, relationship. How many relationships, intimate, romantic, acquaintance, whatever the case may be, how many relationships have you nurtured, mothered, put in your womb? Even if that process meant really trying to understand the whys, Cancer. Should I have said something different? Should I have nurtured it? And with really, your ecliptical cycle was all about how you nurture you, how you mother you. And despite who you were a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, before your ecliptical cycle kicked off, you have been birthing the new. And in many ways, I feel, by looking at these cards, a lot of Cancers are getting raw and real. Okay, practical assessments about the old ways in which you connect and form relationships, what you have allowed, the role you played. Maybe you played the mother. Maybe you played a spiritual advisor. Whatever the case may be, Cancer, there were spiritual principles about nurture, about mothering. That dynamic can play out in our relationships. You can fall into the mother role because you're subconsciously choosing it too in many ways, okay? There are spiritual principles here with this Empress energy, okay? The Empress is the queen. She's all queens that have come before her. She is not just the Queen of Coins. She is the Queen of Cups. She's the Queen of Fire. She is the Queen of Water. Okay, the Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Coins, Queen of Swords. So it's heart, it's head. It is fire and drive and energy. You know, it is practical. She's embodied, underneath all this, you're really embodying this Empress energy. You're really being drawn to Empress energy in individuals, male or female. The highest spiritual principles behind the past so that you can really transform this regret energy when it comes to balance or imbalance in relationships, okay? And you're coming into some higher understanding, some higher spiritual understanding about this Empress energy, when you have or haven't allowed yourself to be the genuine Empress. You know, the Empress can fall into any of the queens that have come before her. She can just think she's just the Queen of Cups. She can think she's just the Queen of Coins. She can play certain roles, but she's also, you know, is there a chance there that some Cancers that I'm connecting into, have they forgotten that you are actually all of those queens? You know, in many ways, there are like creative and fun ways to really implement this change in your life. 3 and 5. 35 might be relevant to you. Maybe those numbers 3 and 5. Like, take a journey back through the last 3 years, the last 5 years. How far have you really come, Cancer, when it comes to just this, to be honest? What needed to be balanced in your relationship dynamics? More importantly, the role you allowed yourself to play that ultimately led to regret. When you didn't allow yourself the voice, when you didn't allow yourself the boundary lines that were perhaps necessary, where you really had to get clear on what was yours to carry and what wasn't. I think many Cancerians in the month of August, like if we genuinely want change, which is what all this retrograde energy has been about, we're really going through the timeline. We're really going through old goals, old dreams, and anything that's ever gotten in my way of achieving that, yeah? And Uranus enters the picture and it comes to the party and it's like, well, show me what you're going to do about it. Don't just talk to me about it. That's what this is about. It's a practical assessment. And we'll be feeling this energy all the way through to January next year, and watch how it, like I just did the Taurus reading, it was absolutely beautiful. But that energy is just there, and it's just there for you too, Cancer. I feel Cancers are having like this beautiful overview of everything they've been through and really transmuting the energy of regret, especially in the realms of imbalanced relationships. Imbalanced dynamics where you have either given, taken, take it however it resonates. You have played a certain role in connections. You are now seeing the spiritual lessons behind that. You are also seeing that the role you have played in the past, Cancer, it's no longer about regretting what has happened in the past. When you can truly and empoweringly say to yourself, no more, because you've put down a boundary line, because you've seen the bigger dynamics at play and the choices you were making and the allowing that was happening. And sometimes that has to keep happening on some level until you get to a point where you say enough is enough. And you can look back and go, my God, I have invested so much of my love, my heart, my time into things and people that were inauthentic or unable to return the same in kind. And I was just saying this in the Taurus reading, you know, we can truly look out there at others and just seek genuine support for our hopes and our dreams and the things we're really trying to birth and bring into this life, whatever the case may be. But if others have not, you know, we're really seeking that genuine mothering support energy, that housing, that wombing, you know, authentic connection, authentic support, other people to say, pat on the back and whatever the case may be. But if others aren't able to do it for themselves, why do we expect that they will do it for us? Think of the society we live in. No, this is what Uranus retrograde is making us, is helping us to see too. We glorify independence and to be an individual, but really, how much is that true when we are so careful about looking over our shoulder and second guessing ourselves before we open our mouth, post a photo, whatever the case may be, like, because things just aren't done and we don't want those people to see it and we only sort of share it with those people. And how much does our society truly honor? And honor is a powerful word. How much does our society truly honor a person to be an individual? Perhaps that is why we don't find ourselves flooded with authentic encouragement, support. Because, you know, if we're always watching and second guessing and waiting for us, you know, waiting to be judged, then that energy doesn't really exist. We haven't really experienced it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be expecting that, yeah? I feel like I'm connecting into many Cancers that are moving out of this imbalanced idea, belief, allowing when it comes to relationships and relationship dynamics, okay? This idea of support, nurture, mothering, gestation is really a big focus. And I'm just trying to put into words what I'm intuitively seeing when it comes to the energy. Like, it's like this, you're suddenly becoming clear, Cancer, in many ways, that what you were actually gestating was perhaps even codependency, is what I do want to say. And this comes down to what I talk about in a lot of the readings, this shadow and light work of empathy. As empaths, we can really attract the shadows. We can really attract the projections because we're wanting to deeply see the shadows within. And it takes a certain humbling to realize what we've been carrying around this whole time. And I see, like, you're really shifting out of regret energy, Cancer, and coming into authentic and wholesome balance, especially in the relationships that you invest in, because you have a tendency to carry energetic, emotional frequencies, thought frequencies, the worries of others. People might approach you for certain random things that are really just not yours to action. Can you take this emotional load for me? Because I need to release it. That might happen in an event. That might happen in a bitching session. That might happen in just I need to tell you this. Guess what's happened? And you can feel the weight of that energy. You can feel the weight of what is also released. Because sometimes, and you will know this as an empath, the other person will then say, thanks for listening. I feel so much better now. And here you are, Cancer, getting ready to give birth to yet another energetic frequency that wasn't yours to carry. This is what I'm seeing in an image. Like, it's like the fog is lifting, like you're actually seeing how much you have, you know, and it's almost like you've limited yourself. Like the Empress is all the queens. Like I said, it's almost like you've limited yourself. Like the Queen of Swords version of you exists over there and for those people, and the Queen of Cups version of you exists over there and for those people, and the Queen of Wands is like, you know what I mean? Like you've segregated yourself to such an extent that by the time you've brought yourself together to embody this energy, probably a lot and many fell away because they're not used to this. They're not used to you saying no. They're not used to that practical side of you, or the side of you that doesn't get emotionally hurt when words are spoken, or the side of you that just refuses to react because you know someone's trying to entice a reaction on some level. And so there's this dissonance that happens in the energetic connection between these relationships, because the relationship and the old version of you, don't mind my dogs, was serving a purpose. You were helping mother something. You were probably doing this in a lot of relationships. Like, I feel like I'm connecting into Cancerians that are really dropping masks and maybe even finding they're communicating differently and not connecting at all, okay, and really withdrawing their energy on some level. Like, if this was upside down, it's like no regrets. No regrets. Don't mind my dogs. And it feels super practical, Cancer. Like, it feels super practical. And when you do this practical assessment as depicted by the Seven of Coins energy, I'm going to have to pause because this is really annoying me. Okay, so the Seven of Coins, and you know what I'm feeling when I look at, like, there's a lot of beautiful energy here, Cancer. There's a lot of beautiful energy. Like, the Ten of Wands is there, and that's just like the empaths' thorn in their side. It really is. It's I do a specific meditation in my meditation classes about the bags that we carry, and empaths do this. And on deeper levels, there is a codependency challenge happening, you know, in many ways, because we want to help. We are the healer. We are the helper. We want to nurture because everyone deserves nurture, because I never got nurtured. But we're not nurturing self. We are not being empathic with self. If we continue to take on these shadow tendencies to process our empathic abilities, yeah, of course, as empaths, we can carry the emotional load. But why do we choose that if we're continually struggling with it? What have we got to prove, you know? And that's what this empowered empath stuff is about. Like, I've just been really chin deep in it. Oh, my dog. I have to press pause again. You know, we can continue. This is the only challenging card. That's what I want to talk about, okay? Look at this. You've got the sun at the center of your reading. You're really embracing Leo energy. You're really embracing light. This month is good for you. It is the vital life force that you're needing after you're coming out of, well, it's birthday celebration, post-birthday celebration season stuff, you know? It's about bringing into life those dreams, those goals you've got for the next solar return, okay? But the sun is at the center of your reading, so you can really work with August in many ways to be able to nurture those dreams, goals, anything you want to bring and birth into reality, becoming this Empress energy in one way or another. After a time in the past, I see here a lot of spiritual principles, there's a lot of spiritual downloads, a lot of higher knowing, the higher view. Seeking spiritual advice, connecting to higher self, whatever the case may be. This is in the past. Once that's happened and you've gone through, I'm going to even say this metamorphosis of healing since May, okay, there's like this clarity that happens, you know. I know now what I need to do. I see after a practical assessment too that I'm on a pretty good wicket, whatever the case may be. I'm connecting into Cancers that get this aha moment about how to fulfill their Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is not quite the 10 of Cups, but there's this clarity here. You're seeing how far you have come in many ways and what you've learned, okay? You're not just being flighty and fanciful and dreaming. This is practical assessments about how truly to invest in what emotionally sustains you and who emotionally sustains you when it comes to life force. That's what it's about. It is about your life force. If you were a car and you had to fuel up on petrol every week, and your petrol per se was the energy you choose to absorb when it comes to this, what are you running on? How frequent do you need to keep topping up? And what are you topping up on? Is it even the right fuel for you? what needs to be brought into balance? How are you going to nurture that vehicle yourself, that idea, if you're continually using fuel that is not sustainable and you keep finding yourself coming up against brick walls that lead to regret on what you have invested and how heavy that makes you feel? Is the car even yours? Sorry. You know, I can keep going with this. I got this vision at the start and I was like, wow, I can really see someone deflecting energy cords, someone really becoming aware of energy cords, and how that works, you know? How that works, especially as empaths, we can choose to become empowered. 9, 10, there's a lot of ascension energy here. Watch what you can achieve when it comes to God, abundance, sustainable abundance based on spiritual principles. Apply that however it resonates. Watch what you can achieve as we process August, how we kick that energy off into September, October. The fuel that fuels you, the weight you carry. When it comes to this, it is essential to completely become aware of it and practically choose what you are investing in so that you reach that 10 of coins. Okay? I'm going to say it again. In the past, there have been choices, patterning, behaviors, allowances, boundary lines that are crossed subtly, indirectly, smirkily, whatever the case may be. The name of the game is being disciplined. All right, about what needs to be brought in balanced within you so that that energy is reflected in all of your relationships so that you will not have any regrets, okay? When it comes to what you invest and what you actually get back in return of that, Cancer. Because it can feel like this, and that's an imbalance. That is codependency. That is someone on their own carrying the weight of things. Who do you talk to when you need to vent? Who listens to you? Who asks you if you are okay? Who gives you a cuddle? Be mindful of that too. As empaths, we can dump on that one reliable person, or we can internalize it and it starts to affect our energetic field and our being. Yeah, but being aware of it is what it, is what it comes down to, is what it takes to be an empowered empath, so that you are processing this energy and transmuting it as it comes, being fully aware because you're connected to your higher self. This feels like a deeply spiritual reading, because you can do it on your own. You don't, perhaps I'm connecting into Cancers that don't necessarily have to do the dump and vent, that don't reach out for support because they can see people are already struggling with what they've carried. I think you're also, practically speaking, Cancer, once you do this practical assessment, you will see how far you really have come on your own, on your terms, what you've been able to achieve by yourself. Okay? I say many times the 7 of coins is not quite the 10 of coins, but it's already the 9 now. You are on your way to building your dynasty, building your legacy, long-term success. And success doesn't have to just pertain to money, finances, career, business, whatever the case may be. We can successfully bring into balance old dynamics, old beliefs, old allowances, old boundaries, whatever the case may be, so that we no longer have to have regret when it comes to how disciplined we choose to be and what we allow into our lives, the kind of connections we have, how much we choose divine love, okay? Because relationships, any relationships, can make us feel stuck, which is what's depicted by the Devil card. We can have this sense that we are chained to something. I need to do this. That's just what you do. Or whatever the case, the Lovers card, they are unbound. They choose this day in and day out. And that can be a depiction of a relationship. It can be a depiction of a past, a path, It could be a depiction of a choice to move forward after a time of grief. Whatever the case may be, Cancer, take it however it resonates. From my head and from my heart, I choose this. And that is my will and choosing. That is my empowerment. I choose love. Look at all this beautiful healing energy. After really processing and transmuting loss so that you can step into your Queen of Cups energy. Ace of Wands, I could just keep going, wanting to move forward with goals, ideas, options, victory, the Chariot card. This is your higher self. And then the Devil card shows up, and then there's the King of Cups. So you not, oh, here we go, there's the Empress, Emperor to the Empress. You've got two divine counterparts here in the King and Queen of Cups. Could be connecting into Cancers that have been on quite the journey, you know, when it comes to your relationship. Where did the Queen of Cups go? Did I see the Queen of Cups? I did, didn't I? There she is. I could be connecting into Cancers that really know the distinct difference, you know, in relationships. When it comes to this energy and that energy. There's also, I mean, as beautiful as it is to have counterpart energy, the King and Queen of Cups, it's that next level when it comes to the Emperor and the Empress. Yeah? Maybe I'm connecting into Cancerians that simply have no regrets about anything because they've brought into balance all they've needed to learn. And they're now at a point in their life where it is a victory that they are moving ahead. There's a lot of marriage energy here. There's a lot of marriage energy, a lot of finding the one for me, finding my path and station in life. There is no like the regret card was not upright when it came out. It was upside down. There are no regrets. Thank you to everyone who have brought me to where I am now, because this is where I am. This is what I've learned. This is the wisdom I've carried after all these years. Whatever the case may be, I am choosing to move forward. After some practical assessments, after realizing how far I have truly come, you know. There's a lot of like processing of deep stuff here, Cancer, okay? And like I feel like it's more wisdom, certainly, about what not to do when it comes down to being disciplined in your relationships and how imbalanced they perhaps were based on your beliefs, based on your desire to do this. And yes, when I see this card with the Empress, I'm thinking you're carrying things within your womb, you're wombing people of their responsibilities, taking on board whatever the case may be, playing roles, you know, that far extended the role you were meant to be playing, being more than just a friend, more than just a lover, more than just a whatever, okay? Take it however it resonates. Like you took it to that next level, you know? But I do see here, like this wisdom has been integrated. The loss, you've walked away, you've integrated the losses. You know, when the judgment call, the trumpet sounds, have you heard the call? Will you stand to rise, to view the journey of everything you have chosen, and what do you choose moving forward based on what you see? It's not about being proud or being scared and completely embarrassed or anything like that. It is about humbly saying, here I am, I see it, and this is what I choose moving forward, and this is what I will say no more to. Yeah, that's what the Judgment card is about. You've got the sun at the center of your reading, and then you've just got this flood, Cancer, of really high vibrational cards. Like there's genuine healing here, divine creativity and beginnings, a whole new chapter, okay? And there's some beautiful counterpart energy here, like I said. This is also bringing into balance the divine, feminine, and masculine aspects within you. not only here in the physical, so that your energy, your emotions, and your thoughts now vibrate at this healthy balance, but also on a spiritual level, you have embraced this Empress and Emperor energy. They are the kings and queens, all kings, all queens who have come before them on a mind, heart, energy, and physical level, practical levels. There's a massive balancing of you in your highest element, like you've mastered the waters, okay? You've also mastered this spiritual lesson, this spiritual wisdom. You did have the Hierophant show up in the past. So you've been through this awakening journey, this healing journey, healing, more importantly, the role you have played within relationships and what your relationships have taught you, Cancer. More importantly, how they can look like this or how they can look like that. And when the Judgment card shows up and the trumpet sounds, you do get to choose how you will move moving forward. That has been the gift of the ecliptical cycle of the Cancer Capricorn season, of the 2.5 years that Cancer and Capricorn led the ecliptical cycle. We're closing that energy off, and a lot of the collective are processing those deeper lessons. You know, it went deeper for you, Cancer. It really was about you choosing different moving forward and really embodying not just, you know, this. But you are more than just the Queen of Cups. You are also her. You are the Empress. You are all queens that have come before her. Or vice versa, like I said, take it however it resonates. The King of Cups. You are the Emperor, sir. Okay? Male, female, it is all the same. It is all energy, and so too are relationship dynamics, and they all produce an outcome. So what is being birthed for my lovely Cancers? As you navigate your own path, as you become more aware of your deeper motivations, drives, so that there are no more regrets. You are now at a point, you are at a station in life where you are navigating at your will and choosing. There's a lot of divine gifted energy here. Okay, a lot of spiritual principles at play. And the sun centered your reading. Okay, my dear? Life force. So bring that down. Allow that seed to sprout. Not just germinate, but sprout. Watch it come to life and watch where it grows and glows. Okay? All right, my dear, that was your reading for the month of August. Please do go ahead and keep an eye out for your fortnightly readings for the month of August as well, Cancer. And like I said earlier, the Instagram page where you will see the weekly quick readings. If that resonates, please do like, share, comment. More importantly, let your other empath, intuitive and sensitive friends know where to find the channel Indigo Ascension. Until next reading, enjoy the month of August. It looks like a very wise view, Cancer. What you do from here is completely about everything you have gained, new wisdom, new lessons, okay, new wisdom, and what you're going to do when it comes to the path moving forward and how much you're going to allow yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor. All right, my dear, until next time, take care, enjoy.